The Vorthak had hunted across 17 worlds, each kill adding to its legendary reputation among the galaxy's apex predators. Standing 9 feet tall with razor-sharp claws that could slice through titanium, bioluminescent spots that pulsed along its serpentine neck, and compound eyes that detected heat signatures from miles away, it was evolution's perfect killing machine. Kepler 442b's dense jungle presented the ideal hunting ground. The thick canopy blocked most starlight, creating the perpetual twilight the Vorthak preferred. Humidity hung heavy in the air, carrying scents from countless species that called this planet home. But tonight only one scent mattered: human. The creature's forked tongue flicked out, tasting the air. Fear, sweat, the metallic tang of blood from a recent wound. The human was injured, limping through the undergrowth like wounded prey should. Perfect. The Vorthak had studied humans extensively before this hunt. Bipedal mammals, relatively weak, slow, with poor night vision and pathetic natural weapons. They relied entirely on their primitive tools and pack behavior for survival. Separate one from its group, and it became nothing more than soft meat waiting to be harvested. This particular human, designation Dr. Sarah Chen according to intercepted communications, had been conducting botanical research when her camp was attacked. Her team scattered, leaving her alone with basic survival gear. The Vorthak had been tracking her for 6 hours now, savoring the anticipation. Moving through the trees with fluid grace, the alien predator closed the distance. Its claws found purchase on bark without making a sound. Centuries of evolution had crafted the perfect silent killer. Below, the human stumbled again, catching herself against a massive root. She was breathing hard, clearly exhausted. The Vorthak's heat vision showed her elevated body temperature. Stress, fatigue, fear. Her primitive weapon, some kind of projectile device, hung loosely in her grip. Time to end this. The Vorthak dropped silently from the canopy, landing 20 meters behind its prey. It began its traditional stalk. Slow, deliberate movements designed to build terror in the victim. Let the human know death approached. Let her feel the helplessness of being prey. Dr. Chen spun around, weapon raised. Her eyes, those weak, primitive human eyes, somehow found the Vorthak despite the darkness. Impossible. The creature was perfectly camouflaged. "There you are," she whispered. Something in her voice made the Vorthak pause, not fear, not desperation, relief. The human's stance shifted subtly. The weapon came up with practiced precision. Her breathing, labored moments before, suddenly steadied. Even her heat signature changed. Not the chaotic patterns of terror, but the focused warmth of controlled adrenaline. 6 hours, Dr. Chen continued, never taking her eyes off the alien. 6 hours of leading you through my maze. I was starting to think you'd lost interest. The Vorthak's compound eyes refocused, scanning the surrounding area with new attention. What had seemed like random wandering now revealed itself as a carefully planned route. The human hadn't been fleeing, she'd been leading. But to what? "You studied us, didn't you?" Chen's voice carried through the humid air. "Learned about human weaknesses. Our poor night vision, slow reflexes, fragile bodies. But you missed something crucial about my species." The Vorthak tensed, muscles coiling for a strike. Whatever game this prey was playing, it would end now. "We're not just prey animals that got lucky with tools," Chen said. "We're persistence hunters. We evolved to track large, dangerous animals across vast distances until they collapsed from exhaustion. And when we became the hunted..." She smiled, the expression somehow more terrifying than any threat. "We learned to turn the tables." The attack came with lightning speed. The Vorthak launched itself forward, claws extended, expecting to tear through soft human flesh. Instead, Chen rolled aside with fluid grace, and the alien's claws found only air. But that wasn't the trap. The real trap was the pit Chen had spent 6 hours leading the creature toward, a natural sinkhole concealed by a thin layer of branches and mud. The Vorthak's momentum carried it forward as the false ground gave way. 15 feet down, sharpened stakes waited. Not metal or advanced materials, just hardened wood. Primitive. Human. The Vorthak impaled itself on 3 spikes, alien blood painting the pit walls dark green. It looked up to see the human peering down from the rim, no longer the exhausted prey but the calculating predator she'd always been. The limp was theater, Chen explained, checking her rifle's ammunition count. The blood trail was synthetic compound from my research kit. The fear scent was a chemical mixture I've been releasing for hours. Everything you thought you knew about tracking human prey? We taught it to us. The dying alien tried to speak, to understand how the roles had reversed so completely. You want to know the real difference between humans and other species? Chen continued. We don't just survive being hunted. We study our predators, learn their patterns, and then we hunt them back. It's not about being stronger or faster. It's about being smarter, more patient, and absolutely ruthless when cornered. The Vorthak's bioluminescent spots flickered and dimmed as its life ebbed away. In its final moments, it finally understood what it had never encountered in 17 worlds of hunting. A species that had spent millions of years being prey and had evolved not just to escape their predators, but to destroy them. Dr. Chen activated her emergency beacon, finally calling for extraction. When the rescue team arrived, they found her calmly documenting the alien's anatomy for scientific study. Remarkable specimen, she noted in her report. Perfectly adapted for hunting most galactic species. Unfortunately for it, humans aren't most species. We're the ones who looked at the food chain and decided we belonged at the top. The galaxy's greatest predator had finally met its match. A species that turned being hunted into an art form, and then perfected the counter-hunt. The Vorthak had learned too late that humans weren't just another prey species with tools. They were apex predators wearing the mask of civilization, and beneath that mask the ancient hunter still remembered how to kill.